Jai Gurudev, Jai Masters. There's a place inside of everyone that is sheer beauty, sheer love, sheer light, sheer joy. That's not a belief. That's the truth. Everyone exists in that place. It doesn't matter what they've ever done. There are no sins, no karma, no acts that touch that place. It is exactly the same as a light that shines on things. What it shines on, it illumines. If it shines on a diamond, it sparkles. If it shines on a rock, it's rather bland. If it shines on a roach, scary. It doesn't change the light. The light is undiminished, unchanged, completely untouched by what it shines on. It doesn't matter how long it shines on it. If it shines on something dark and dirty for 6,000 years and then shines on a diamond, it shines exactly the same on that diamond because the light is transcendent to what it is shining on. That's what the word transcendent means. It has nothing to do with it. It exists in a different place, in a different realm, on a different plane. Yet it illumines what it shines on. That is exactly the same as the nature of one's inner being, as the nature of the soul, as the nature of the Atman, as the nature of self. The self is consciousness, awareness of being. It is that which knows that it knows that it knows. I am that I am. That awareness of being doesn't change because of what it's aware of. If I hold a card that's the color red in front of you, you see red. If I hold blue in front of you, you see blue. If I hold black in front of you, you see black. It's the same you who sees them all. If I take the card away, then there's no color. But you see there's no color. You saw what color there was. There's one sear, many objects that are seen. It's exactly the same with the light. There's one light, but it can shine on many things. If instead we get more realistic and the light is just shining and instead there's a motion picture flowing in front of it, the light is undiminished. What it is shining on keeps changing. It doesn't change. It stays the same. In the old days, before digital, motion pictures had film. And the film had frames. And those frames shone in front of a bulb, in front of light. And therefore, the light projected onto the screen, and you had lots of different things, whatever it is, horror shows, funny shows, etc., etc. Doesn't matter. The light is undiminished. It is unchanged. It is undifferentiated. It has no qualities. It's neither good, nor bad, nor right, nor wrong, nor high, nor low. If it shines a terrible picture on the screen, it doesn't take on the karma. The light is transcendent to what it is shining on. Your consciousness, the awareness of being, is transcendent to what it is seeing. So just like the light shines on things and illumines what it shines on, and though they keep changing, the light is undiminished and unchanged. So your consciousness is aware of what flows in front of it. It's just that simple. You know that. You are aware of what you're aware of. What you're aware of keeps changing. When you're driving down the road, there's all kinds of things that are passing you by. You're still the same person. You're still the same being. And you stop your car and get out, you're the same being. No matter what is coming in through your senses, it is you who's seeing it. It is the same consciousness. Just keep going back to that light, because that's why we call it the light of consciousness. The light shines on what it's shining on. So what? Take it away, the light's still shining. Put something else on it, the light keeps shining. So it is with your consciousness. The different objects of consciousness pass before you. They come in through your senses. You have 5 senses. Therefore, they are portals, doorways, through which this outside world comes in and parades before your consciousness. It is the same consciousness who hears, sees, tastes, touches. You do them all at the same time. You can be sitting there eating, tasting something, plus you see what you're eating, plus you hear the music that's playing. It's still the same you. This is exactly, if the music turns off, you're not gone. If they take your food away, you know it. You are the awareness of being that is aware of what you are aware of. It's just that simple. It may sound funny, but I like how God put it. When Moses asked him, what's your name? He said, I am that I am. That's who you are. You are that you are. You are the one that is, aren't you? Hi, you in there? Yes, I'm in here. Well, what are you doing in there? I'm experiencing what comes in through my senses. If I close my eyes or I go into an isolation tank and nothing's coming in through my senses, I know it. You got it? I don't cease to exist because nothing's coming in through my senses. There is never a time that you are not there. Never a time that you are not there. When you go to sleep, do you see your dreams? When you go to sleep, do you see your dreams? Isn't the same you who sees your dreams as looks out through your eyes? When you wake up, you say, oh, I had an amazing dream last night. How do you know you had an amazing dream last night? Because I saw it. Who did? Me. Same you. Ever go to sleep and wake up and say, oh my God, I slept so deep, I didn't have a single dream. You said it. How do you know? It's so simple. Spirituality is so simple. How do you know you didn't dream? You must have been there. You must have been there not dreaming. You must have been there seeing no dream. It feels different when there's no dream than it does when there's a dream, doesn't it? You're the same you. There's never a time that you are not there. What about when you're unconscious? Oh, he was knocked unconscious. When he comes back, don't ask him what he saw. Oh, you say I was unconscious, but I saw my mother and this was happening, and I don't care. You know, spiritual people will say, well, you went into a tunnel, you went into a light, and you saw different things. All I care about is you came back and said you saw something. I don't care. Scientists say, well, it's just neurons firing in the brain. I don't care. You still saw something. You're still there. You're conscious. That they cannot take away from you. You are a conscious being. Always have been, always will be. Were you in there when you were 10? Were you in there when you were 10? How do you know? Consciousness is transcendent to the changes that are happening in front of it. If you look in a mirror when you're 10, you see the face of a 10-year-old. If you look in the mirror when you're 30, you see the face of a 30-year-old. When you're 60, you'll see the face of a 60-year-old. Who sees this? Is it not the same you when you looked in the mirror? You know this intuitively. There is only one of you in there. That is the center, the core of your being, is your consciousness. What you see shifts before you. Of course it does. The world keeps changing. So we said, what is it that the consciousness sees, experiences, is aware of? What is it that the light shines on? One, the senses. What comes in from the outside world through your senses parades before your consciousness. Fine. Yes, that's true. That's nice. Thank you. Otherwise you wouldn't know the world was out here. Consciousness is consciousness. It is a state of being. It is awareness. It is I am that I am. That is who you are. So what you are aware of is that what is coming in through your senses prays before your consciousness. Is that all that you're aware of? Unfortunately or fortunately, no. If I sit there and I put you in an isolation tank and there's nothing coming in through your senses, you wish there was nothing you were aware of. Because you're going to be there saying, I don't like it in here. I don't know if I like it. This is not working for me. All right? It's not getting quiet. It's supposed to get quiet. It's not getting quiet. Oh my God, what if I fail at this? Oh, I fail at everything else. No, we're not going to fail at. Anybody know anything about that stuff? Okay. Then it coming in through your senses, is it? Those are called thoughts. You are aware of thoughts, are you not? Do you have thoughts? Do you have thoughts? How do you know? It always comes down to that one question. If you're wise, you will ask yourself that question perpetually and continuously, right? Oh my God, I tried to meditate and I couldn't. Why? My thoughts just wouldn't stop. How do you know? I swear to God, that's the most spiritual question. How do you know that your mind didn't stop? Oh, my mind's driving me crazy. Since she left me, oh my God, it just won't stop what I could have done. And how do you know that's happening? Because I am a conscious being, and I am aware that that is what is going on inside my head. Fair enough, right? Is it the same you who watches your thoughts as who looks out through your eyes, hears through your ears? Of course it is. There's only one of you in there. There's only ever been one of you in there. That is the soul. That is what they mean by soul. That is the essence core of your being. Everything else comes and goes, including the thoughts, don't they? They don't stay there. They come and they go, all right? Constantly changing. So again, the light of consciousness shines on things. It is not what it shines on, no more than the light is. So thoughts come by. You also have emotions, don't you? Emotions are different than thoughts. Emotions are feelings. Thoughts either talk to you or form visualization. There's two ways you receive thoughts. You, the conscious in there. They talky. You know all about that, all right? Or you can see something. You can actually see a boat. You can see your mother. You can see your house. They form visual formations in your mind, graphics, text or graphics. So you see that, and you're aware. You're the aware being who sees that. That's not what feelings are. Feelings are not visualizations or talky. Feelings are feelings. You feel them. If I touch you, that's not the same as my talking to you. Not the same as me showing you something. So inside, your thoughts are talking to you or showing you something. That's what your mind does. That's how your mind communicates to you, either visually or auditorily. Fair enough? Your emotions don't. Your emotions are vibrations. When your heart hurts, it's just... When you feel insecure or jealous, your mind will say things. I'm not saying your mind won't tune in with your heart, but it feels different, doesn't it? You get this feeling. It's called a feeling. Your emotions are feelings. That's why. So that is another object of your consciousness, is the feelings, the emotions, the thoughts, and what's coming through your senses. Well, that's a lot of stuff. It's pretty overwhelming. That's a lot of stuff coming in all at the same time because they are simultaneous. It's like a three-ring circus. The outside world, the thoughts, and the heart. And they're all happening and they tie in together too, don't they? You see something and it makes your heart feel something and then your mind starts thinking something. Whoa, they all do that. So what you have passing before your consciousness is pretty complex, isn't it? And because it's complex, so far the story's been fun and interesting. Now let's make it get a little sad. The reason is because it's so complex, it overwhelms you. You in there. It overwhelms you. If a bright light shines so bright, the whole of your consciousness turns toward it and is not aware of anything else. If you drop a hammer on your toe and it's throbbing in pain, you're not thinking any thoughts, you're not feeling anything, emotions, your whole consciousness gets involved in that which distracts it the most. That's what distraction is your consciousness was somewhere focused on this object, and something happened that was more distracting. Therefore, it pulled so it means to distract, to pull your consciousness toward it. So it pulls your consciousness over there. Now you're aware of that. Consciousness will focus on that which is the most distracting. We do get distracted. What do we mean? I got distracted. It means my consciousness, which is who I am, that's the true I, it's my sense of being. My consciousness got drawn to an object other than where it was before. I got distracted. Well, with all this coming in through your senses, 5 senses simultaneously, with all these thoughts being created in your mind, and with all these emotions that are generated from your heart, I think you get distracted. How often? 100% of the time, every single second of your waking and mostly sleeping day. Because you get distracted by your dreams. Wow. Well, what does that mean? It is equivalent to the following. There's this giant palace. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. It's Bill Gates' home or Spielberg's home. Okay, just the most amazing thing in the world. And you've been invited to go there. And all these famous people and the best chefs in the world, and the architecture is unbelievable, and the musicians, oh my God, the finest orchestra, everything is there, and you get to go there. Wow. And you walk into the foyer, and on the side of the foyer, there's this tiny little room where they, clean their shoes. But because they're so rich, they have this tiny little TV screen in case they want to watch something like the stock market, right? And in there, and it catches your attention as you walk in. And you look at it, And all of a sudden, you realize something is going on that little 17-inch monitor that you have been interested in your entire life. It's about something that is so fascinating to you, you can't even believe. It's like a miracle that is the show that's on there, the answer to a question you've had for your whole life, and you start to get distracted because it interests you. And all of a sudden, you're staring at it, and there's a little chair in there where you're supposed to be taking your shoes off or cleaning your shoes, because it's a little boot room, and you sit down, and you start watching that show. Could it happen? And that show, very interesting, and it was 3 hours long. And that's the amount of time that you were invited to come visit Bill Gates' house. And you sit there, and you stare at that thing for 3 hours. It could happen, couldn't it? Then you get up and you walk out. That's what you saw. That's not what there was to see, but that's what you saw. And that's the only thing you saw. Because you only experience what your consciousness experiences. In that case, your consciousness was completely fixed on a 17-inch screen with what's going on in the TV show. Fair enough? Could happen, couldn't it? That is what is happening. Your consciousness, which is not limited to your thoughts, your emotions, or what is coming in through your senses. I'm telling you, it is exactly the same as you are not limited to watching that 17-inch TV show, are you? Because you were so distracted by it, so enthralled in it, you became limited, but you are not limited. You could go anywhere. You could see anything. It's just not locked to a tiny thing. Likewise, I assure you, you in there, your consciousness, your awareness of being, is not limited to the scope of your thoughts, your emotions, and what is coming in through your senses. Is what coming in through your senses limited or pretty expansive? Ha, ha, ha. What else is going on in the universe that you're not seeing right now? A little bit? How about 99.99999999999% of every single thing there is? I think that your scope of your senses is pretty limited. Therefore, if you stare at the scope of your senses, you are limited to the scope of your senses. So we come back to, by the time this stuff is coming in through your senses, it interests you because it's the stuff you're seeing. By the time your mind is creating its thoughts and your emotion is creating its feelings, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hope you have a nice journey. Your consciousness is exactly the same as the person who is watching the 17-inch screen instead of seeing the entire mansion that they've walked into. And that is all they will see as long as they're interested in that screen. You will see what you are interested in because that's what consciousness does. It focuses on that which distracts it the most. Well, what is coming in through your senses, what is generated by your mind, and what is coming in through your heart is pretty distracting. I mean, like, wow, one emotion, you're gone. One thought, you're not even listening to me. We are so enthralled and distracted by what is coming in through our senses, what is being created by our mind, and what is happening right now within our heart. That's the limitation of our universe. You are not limited. I always tell everybody, back in the 60s, we used to talk about expansion of consciousness, right? All right, I catch on. There's no expansion of consciousness. There's no expansion of consciousness. There is a ceasing to contract it. That's a totally different thing. Your consciousness is very, very expanded. Someday you'll find out how expanded it is. But what's the difference, how expanded it is? If you are focusing and contracting it, concentrating on a tiny little piece of what you're capable of experiencing, then that's the experience of your life. And that is what it means to be human. That is the fall from the garden. What is a human being? God lost. God lost in thoughts and emotions, in a particular person's thoughts and emotions. So the divine consciousness is what is staring at your thoughts. That is the essence of the teachings. When Christ said, my Father and I are one, when masters have universal consciousness, everybody is exactly the same. Consciousness is an ocean, not a point. But that consciousness, when it stares at your thoughts, your emotions, what's coming through your senses, that's the end of you. It identifies with them. It sits there, and now your I, when you say I now, you're not talking about your center of consciousness. Guess who says I in there? Your mind. Your thoughts say, I don't like this. I wish you would. Who is this I? It's a thought. The thought's not the I. That's like looking at a color and saying, I'm you. The color says, I'm you. Stare at me. I'm you. It's hypnotizing you. The mind has no right to use the letter I, does it? You are the one who's watching the mind say, I'm you. You should do what I tell you to do. I'm the most important thing. Oh my God, I don't like this. Don't go there. How dare you talk to me like that? You're an imposter. That's ridiculous. I am the one who's watching you say that you're me. And get any deeper than that. That's the great lie. That is the fall from the garden. The moment the consciousness identifies with something other than itself, you identified with something other than yourself. And the minute you do, it's over. Now you have to live in this world of the mind telling you what it likes, and you only get to be happy when you get what it wants. Do you get happy when you get what your mind tells you want? Your mind says, oh my God, I like her. Oh, she would just pay attention to me and starts talking like that. What if she turns and says, oh, hi, how do you feel? Well, what if the mind had said, oh my God, I don't like her. She reminds me of this person I met that didn't treat me well. I hope she didn't notice me. I don't even want to look at her. And she walks away. How do you feel? She comes towards you. It is running your life. It is lying to you. It is telling you, you are me. I'm you. I'm the boss. And when the mind says something, what does the heart do? Exactly what the mind says. If the mind says, oh, I like that. Oh my God, I could win this. It's great. The heart's going, woo, woo, woo. And if it says, no, I don't like that, it gets all weird. Doesn't it? They're in cahoots. It's a conspiracy. What chance do you have? If you are resting on your mind, you are resting on the vibrations, the personal vibrations of your heart. And then what happens is the outside world stimulates that, doesn't it? Somebody says something, your mind starts going, your heart starts feeling. Somebody doesn't say something, your mind starts going, the heart starts feeling. Every single thing that comes in is like if you had a perfectly still lake, mirror still. If a leaf fell in that lake, there'd be all these ripples. If a bug landed on a lake, ripples. Anything that touches that lake creates what we call vrittis in yoga, vrittis, ripples of the mind. Every single thing that comes into your senses causes a reaction within the mind. Right? I like that. I don't like that. Oh, it reminds me when I was young. Just talky. It comes in, stimulates, and then the emotions follow. By the time all that happens, you're gone. You're gone. You don't get to know who you are. You forget who you are. When you're watching that TV, you don't remember you're in Gates' house. You only have thoughts about what's on the TV. You lose yourself in it. Do you lose yourself in music? Do you lose yourself in a book? Do you lose yourself in a TV show? Do you lose yourself in a movie? That's the right word, isn't it? Lose yourself. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know where you're sitting. There's no sense of that part of your being. There's only what your consciousness is focused on. Well, when you lose yourself in your thoughts, your emotions, and what is coming in through your senses, you lost yourself. You're a lost soul. That's the lost soul. You lost yourself. You don't know who you are. Spirituality, under all conditions, is about finding yourself. Spirituality is about waking up. Spirituality is about coming back to the seat of self and realizing, OMG, what have I been doing? I've been staring at this mind. And since I'm only comfortable when the mind gets what it wants, I have literally devoted my life to going out there and manipulating people, places, and things so they behave in a way that my mind says I like it. How about you? You been doing that? That's what happens when you're caught in here. If I sit there and stare at the mind and the mind says I want that or I don't want that, then it's like I want it, I don't want it. It's not like I'm staring at something that's saying I want that, I don't want that. What do I care? I want you to get to the point where your mind says, oh, I want that so badly. You just yawn. I've been there, done that before. I've heard that one. Get me that, I'll be happy for the rest of my life. If only he loved me. If only he loved me, I'd be fine forever. Yeah, right? It lies to you. How many times your mind told you that if you get something, you'd be happy for the rest of your life? Have you been? No, it just wants something else. It wants something more. Or your mind tells you, if that happened, I'll die. Oh my God, it'd be terrible. I won't want to live. And you find it was the best thing that ever happened to you. The mind does not know a single thing. Why? Just take a breath. I'm not insulting you. I'm not calling you stupid. Your mind is brilliant, but it doesn't know anything. Not the personal mind. It doesn't know anything. Its capacity is phenomenal. But it only knows what it's experienced. I've talked to you about this over and over again. What do you know about what you've never experienced? Nothing. Right now, how much are you experiencing of what's going on? Nothing. You don't even know what's happening to your left or behind you. How much do you know that went on in your life behind you? Nothing. Well, why is what's going on behind you any different than what's going on in front of you? It's the same thing. It's just what's happening, it's a happening place. Why is what's going on 2 miles from here any different than what's going on here? It's not. Mars, Saturn, everywhere, it's happening somewhere, isn't it? Every single thing is happening. It's all happening somewhere. There's something going on. But you're only experiencing this tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of, I told you, it rounds to zero. What you pick up of what's going on at a given moment rounds to zero. Therefore, you pick up this nothing. It goes into your mind as data, like data into a computer. That's the only data it has. Therefore, what it's going to talk about based on that data is not worth listening to. It talks like it knows what it's talking about. I know what will make me happy. If I can move out to the country and get a house like that movie I saw and live like so-and-so, so people then meet somebody who loves me as much as Sally loves George. Oh my God, I saw that. That's what you do. That's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing the mind can do. It is the sum of its learned experiences. That is what your mind is, the sum of its learned experiences. Those experiences are statistically insignificant. They're meaningless because you've missed all of them. And so it comes in there, it leaves these impressions, and then it talks. That's what it does. It says, I want this, I don't want that, based on what experience you've had. What you want, that person would die to even think about. What she wants, you die to think about. What you wanted yesterday, you're freaked out to even think, how could I ever wanted that today? All it takes is one more piece of information, and your mind will change its mind. Oh, look at him, he's so handsome. Oh my God, that's like somebody I used to dream about when I was young. He's like, wow, that's the most perfect. Oh my, could be my soulmate, it'd be perfect. And you say something to a friend, and friend says, do you know who he is? He spent 15 years in jail for killing 6 people. All right? And eating them. Now what does your mind say? I'm just asking, just checking. What does it say now? All it takes is one more piece of information and your mind will change its mind. Why? It is the sum of its learned experiences. Your mind is the sum of your learned experiences. There's nothing you're going to do about that. That's what it is. The data that's in the computer is going to spit out the answer based on that data. There's nothing it can do about it. That is the limitation of your mind, of your personal mind. And we'll talk about the intellectual mind in a moment. But your personal mind, what do I mean by the personal mind? The analytical, brilliant, intellectual mind focusing all of its analytical power on how do I be okay and how do I not be not okay. That's the personal mind. A computer can run any program, can't it? I'm going to give you this tremendously powerful computer. And there are different programs it can run. It can run an accounting program. It can run an engineering program, a CAD program. It can run a medical program. It can do all kinds of things, can't it? Or it can run a program that decides who you should marry and the date and what you should do today, what your horoscope says, and who you would like and what you won't like, and what you should say and what you shouldn't say because people would like you. And it can do very personal stuff, can't it? What's embarrassing is you actually have it doing that and listen to it, right? Somehow, it's a computer. No, it doesn't know anything. I mean, literally doesn't know anything, totally. Take the programs out, it doesn't know a thing. It's a piece of metal sitting over there. Give it an operating system, it's got potential, but it doesn't know anything. Put a program in there, it thinks it knows everything. But I asked it 15 times, it gave the same answer. Of course it gave the same answer. It has the same data. It was programmed the same way. That is how you should look at your mind. It is a tremendously powerful computer. Look at Einstein's. Look at what we've done with our minds. We dug up metal and built a rocket ship and got in and flew to the moon. We taught sand to think in silicon. Like, wow, your mind is brilliant. Nobody's questioning that. It's brilliant. It can learn the things and study them and put them together. But when you use your mind to live your life, That's ridiculous. When you let your mind tell you what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, what will make you happy, what will make you sad, what you liked and what you didn't like, you're ruining your life. It's basically saying, I know what should be going on, and I know what needs to happen for you to be okay, and I know what better not happen or you're going to be miserable. The minute it says that, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The minute your mind says, oh, I think I'd like her, but not him, then if she walks towards you, you get excited. If he walks towards you, you get scared. Because it's controlling how you feel. It's controlling the gateway to your experiences. And if it says, I don't like it, then you don't like it. Here's some food that you've never eaten before. Oh, looks a lot like banana, and I don't like banana. It's not banana, but it looks like it. You will relate everything to what your mind says. You have any idea how often it's wrong? The funny part about it is you do have an idea, but you don't bother paying attention. Your daughter didn't call you for 20 minutes after she said she was going to. I want to know what your mind told you for 20 minutes that happened to your daughter during those 20 minutes. You're embarrassed, aren't you? Everyone's blushing. And then she comes home and says, Mom, surprise! And there's these flowers and a thank you for God. It's the anniversary of the time that we had went so-and-so, and it was special to me, and I just wanted to do something special for you to thank you. And it's like all of a sudden, you don't go to your mind and say, how dare you talk to me like that for 20 minutes? You had me going crazy. What's the matter with you? You had her dead on the streets. You told me to call the police and I was calling every hospital. You don't do that, do you? Your mind is wrong almost all the time about personal things. I don't understand how you listen to it. If during those 20 minutes, this is how I deal with my mind. No, I ain't perfect, I believe me. But let's say you have that 20 minutes. It starts. I mean, if it says to me, I am omniscient. I know where Sally is. Right? Okay, that's cool, right? But it says something, and then it says, no, probably that. No, and it keeps changing its mind, doesn't it? So I'm very simple with my mind. Mind, shh, quiet, be still. Do you know why she didn't call? Not maybe why. Do you know why she hasn't called? No? Then shut up. Why do I need to listen to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about? It's not so funny, is it? You wait till you see how much that thing has ruined your life. It's doing that with everything. You have a conversation with somebody that you care about. You walk away. How you doing? Well, if your mind's like everybody else's, not too good. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, that was so stupid. I can't believe I said, oh my gosh, should I call and apologize? No. Just deny that you said it. Deny you said it. You didn't say it. So it's like, oh my God, look what you're tolerating, what the mind does in there. You're going to find out that for personal things, your mind does not know what it's talking about. It just is scared, and it wants to figure out what needs to happen for you to be okay, and it is going to base that upon your past experiences. And it wants to make sure that what bothered you before doesn't happen again, and that's sure as heck based on your past experiences. And so it develops in this brilliant mind, it develops this entire analytical model, how everybody needs to be, what they need to wear, how they need to wear their hair, how close they should stand next to you, how many people should get in the elevator before it's ridiculous, and whether it should rain tomorrow or not, based on what you're planning on doing. It builds a model, and that model is based upon what I want to happen and what I don't want to happen. Have those? All right. Now you come out into this world, and the world is unfolding in front of you. Now, just once in your life, now that you've admitted that model's in there and you know it is, now you come into the real world. What does the real world have to do with that model? The answer is nothing. It doesn't know your model. The world is unfolding in front of you in accordance to the forces that cause it to be. How about if I say that? There are forces that make it rain tomorrow or not rain tomorrow. They have nothing to do with what you want, do they? You developed in your mind a concept and view about how everything should be based on your past experiences. You developed these preferences and fears, and now you defined a world according to that. That world has no reality to it. It's based upon the nothing you picked up from before, and it's different for everybody. How do you like that? Isn't it? And plus I told you the experiences you're picking up are nothing compared to what's actually going on. Look to the right. You'll have a different experience, so you'll want different things. Right? It's crazy. It's so arbitrary, it's absurd. And so you develop this model in your mind, and then you expect the world, you want the world to unfold that way. The world is not going to unfold that way. It is not supposed to unfold that way. It is supposed to unfold in accordance to laws of creation. It existed 13.8 billion years before you showed up. How'd the universe do? How'd it do on its own without you guys around? I hear tell that there was this big bang and there were these thick gases of hydrogen clouds, and that's all there was. And they became this by themselves. They became the planets, the stars, the animals, the trees, the flowers, DNA. DNA is pretty serious stuff. That a single cell has the programming to know how to make your entire body. And I hear tell it does it once in a while. That's how every baby gets made. Do you understand that? You mothers, don't you dare think you made that child, because you didn't. And if you think you did, I'll wait as much time as you want. Make me an eyeball. Or a hypothalamus. DNA did that. This molecule, this unbelievable thing, where did it come from? It came from those thick hydrogen clouds billions of years ago, that the forces of nature put themselves together over time and made this. Wow. I don't think it needed you. Okay? So basically, you have developed this model within your mind. Their thoughts are just thoughts of how everything should be. And now you're interacting with a world that has nothing to do with that model. Nothing. Nothing, zero. They're not related in any way, shape, or form. Your model is based on the tiny experiences that you had over the course of the few years you lived, and you missed everything else. The world in front of you is the result of 13.8 billion years of everything interacting together to create the reality of the moment that's in front of you. There's something very holy about that. Did you know that? That the moment in front of you took 13.8 billion years to get there? Do you understand that every single thing had to be exactly the way it was for the moment in front of you to be the way it is? If your great-great-great-great-grandfather didn't meet your great-great-great-great-grandmother, you ain't here. It's all tied together through time and space. The height of the Himalayas has something to do with the weather over here today. The position of the moon has something to do with the weather and the tides. And the moon is dependent upon what phase Mars is in, etc., etc., etc. It is one system all tied together that has nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with what you made up inside your head based on your past experiences. And yet, you're going to devote your life to trying to manipulate the moments unfolding in front of you to be the way you made up you wanted them to be. Pretty amazing, isn't it? That is ego. That's basically saying, I am the center of the universe. It should revolve around me. I know what's going on. You shouldn't behave that way. You shouldn't have done what you did. I can't believe you did that. I need you to like me. It's just all about, I am the king. I am the center of the universe. Well, you're not, are you? Yet, if you're not careful, you'll live your life that way. And you will suffer. That's what Buddha meant when he said all life is suffering. If you go out there with this model, having made up how everything should and shouldn't be, and go to war with reality, I wonder who's going to win. You're going to be anxious. You're going to be uptight. You're going to be neurotic. You're going to be resentful because you didn't get what you wanted. You're going to be fearful that something might happen that you don't want. Any of this sounding familiar? Of course it's going to be like that. Why would it not be like that? Let's say you run into somebody who's sitting there saying, I'm having a hard time, and my life is so hard. I'm having a hard time. Why? Well, I took on a challenge that I could pick up Mount Everest with my little finger. Okay, and I can't do it. I haven't been able to do it. And it's really getting me upset. I have this inferiority concept. I feel like a failure. I think, oh my God, you might want to have a talk with the guy. Look what he's trying to do. I mean, no wonder you're a psychological mess, right? That's what I'm saying to you. He's better off. He has more of a chance of picking up Mount Everest with his little finger than you have of having every moment that unfolds in front of you be the way you want. Smile. You can't even get one moment to be the way you want. Your wedding day, the matches are wrong, or the kosher's didn't come out right, or something didn't happen right, did it? You can't even get one moment as hard as you try and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on your wedding. You can't get it exactly the way you want. That's one moment. What happens the next moment? You were so busy with this one, you forgot about there are more coming. It's a motion picture. It keeps changing. What chance do you have if you devote yourself to getting things your way? Zero. What chance should you have? Zero. I'm not only telling you can't get them your way, you shouldn't get them your way. They shouldn't be your way. Why? Because there's a universe that is expressing itself, that is creating everything. And every one of you want it to be different. It's crazy. No wonder there are wars. No wonder there's so much disharmony. There's not disharmony because God made it that way. There's disharmony because you won't let it be the way God made it. You're busy thinking you should be in charge. You know what everybody should be doing. And you're fighting with everything. Well, there's 7 billion of you on the planet. I think you could cause some serious trouble. It's so truthful, it's ridiculous, isn't it? And yet you're going to go out there and do it. Why? Because you're staring at your mind. And your mind is causing your emotions. And by the time you have this turmoil in your mind and your emotions, and by the way, turmoil doesn't just mean negative. You go into turmoil when you want something. When you like something, you don't have it yet, you're in turmoil. You think it's so neat to be attracted to something. All right, get really attracted to something, want it a lot, and I'll lock you in a room without it, and we'll see how you do. You will be in turmoil. So you get in turmoil because you really want something. You get in turmoil because you really don't want something. Turmoil means not peace. Spirituality is about peace, the peace that passes all understanding. The peace that passes all understanding is when you say, I don't care what my mind wants. I want to pay respect to what is. I want to pay attention to the reality that's in front of me. In fact, I want to do more than pay attention to it. I want to serve it. This moment in front of me took 13.8 billion years to get here. It took me 13.8 billion years to get here. And everything had to be exactly right for us to kiss, for us to touch. Do you understand that? For these moments to come together. Therefore, my dharma, my responsibility, my meaning of life is to see if there's anything I can do to raise and interact with the moment that's in front of me. And that's all I can do anyways. That's be here now. The only thing you can do is interact with the moments in front of you. All the rest is your mind. The moments from before aren't here, and the moments later aren't here. But that's what we're doing. We're busy manipulating everything to try and get it. We don't even like what happened before. You can't change it, but we don't like it, do we? And we complain about it. Ever complain about what happened 20 years ago? Darn right you do. And so we're so out of harmony with reality, no wonder we're suffering. No wonder there's so much anxiety and tension. So spirituality is as follows. Let's come back to where we started. You are the light of consciousness. I now took this little scary side trip. I said you look at your mind, you feel your emotions, and you look at the world. Look at what you've done with your mind. It could do anything. Your mind can think about anything. You're thinking about you. That's ego, right? You're just totally fixated on what I want and what I don't want and how to get it and what people should have done and what they shouldn't have done. It's unbelievable. And you're staring at that. Therefore, that's your life. That's your experience of life. And when the world comes in, you don't experience it. You experience what your mind has to say about it and what you feel about it. Spirituality is waking up. Spirituality is, and I hope I've helped you, is sitting here saying, I don't want to live like that. There's no win in that. You get what you want, it keeps changing. You don't have to have what you don't want. It could happen tomorrow. Let's say you really don't want something to happen. It doesn't happen. Wow. You tell me your mind doesn't say, but it could. Could happen later. Get what you want more than anything in the whole world. Anything in the whole world you wanted this. Forget it. You know you could lose it. You know it could break. You know you could leave. There is no win in getting what you want and avoiding what you don't want. There is a win, though. What's that? Stop staring at your mind. Stop investing the totality of your life in what your mind has to say, because it doesn't know what it's talking about, and there is no win in following what it's telling you. So you start to catch on that you are the consciousness who is watching your mind telling you what to do. You are very high. It is not. And so you start to do this thing called letting go. Letting go, not listening to the mind, not fighting with the mind, not changing your mind, not getting upset because your mind's the way it is, just actually realizing I am the consciousness who is aware that my mind just told me, Sally's here, I don't want to see her, I want to leave, I'm not comfortable, I want to leave. Okay, Okay, shh, okay. You can say that if you want, but I don't have to do it. I don't have to do what my mind tells me to do. I am the awareness of being who is aware that a mind who doesn't know what it's talking about just tried to ruin my evening. You go to a restaurant. You really liked what they served you last time. You order the same thing. It doesn't look exactly the same. There were more peas last time. And plus the waiter who served it, they served it on the left side. You serve from the right. Oh. Okay, there's your mind. Hi. Guess what? I'm not listening. I'm going to enjoy my lunch. But there's less peas. It was served from the left. Just say what you want. I don't care. I don't have to be distracted by you. I can go about my business enjoying the less peas and enjoying the fact that at least I got the food served from the other side. I don't have to listen to my mind, do you? You don't have to listen to your mind. I'm not saying you can stop it from saying what it says. That's a different issue. But you don't have to listen to it. You are the consciousness. You have the will. It's your house in there. You're the only one in there. Yes, you have a talking head in there. Don't you? And it's a real party pooper, isn't it? I haven't even gotten to the real stuff it says. You're no good. You know you're no good. You'll never succeed at this. Don't even bother. Don't even bother trying. Or you're going to get so embarrassed. Don't even try. Just leave. Whoa. There are people whose mind talk like that. I know you wouldn't know anything about that. He says he loves you, but he doesn't really love you. George said he loved you too. You're just going to get hurt again. Don't open up. No, come on, don't. I don't want to go through this again. That's not you. That's a mind talking to you. There's no difference in your relationship to that than looking at the color I held in front of you. It's just something you're seeing, and it doesn't know what it's talking about. It is the sum of your George experiences. But you do watch that, don't you? And it does affect your life. Now, affect your life, it determines your life. Spirituality is when you wake up and say, if I have but one life to live, I ain't living it that way. You want to live it that way? Go about your business. I ain't living it that way. I am going to learn that I am the consciousness. I'm going to practice. I am the consciousness watching what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is rather depressing. Do you know that when you're depressed, you're not depressed? You are watching depression. The same you who notices that it's depressed in there is the you who noticed it was happy an hour ago before he said what he said. The same you. So you're not depressed. You're watching a mind and a heart that are depressed. Stop watching. Stop caring about that garbage that is going on in there, and it will stop bothering you. It is not that you have to change it so it feels good. If it starts to get a little bit depressed, I know it's hard. I make it sound easy. It takes time. Practice relaxing. Just practice. I told you, if you start to get a little depressed, there's a song. It was given to you by Simon and Garfunkel. Instead of getting the depression, sing the song. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Make fun of it. Have fun with it. Play with the toy that's broken in there, which is your mind. Master Yogananda used to say, every time you have a negative thought, replace it with a positive one. So if it sits there and says, I'm not going to do good at this, just make it say, no, we'll do very well with this. That's what affirmation is. That's what these different things are. And it's an in-between step. It's fine. What is affirmation? Your mind said, I can't do this. I can and I will. I can and I will. What does that mean? It means I don't have to listen to what my mind said. I can even make it say something other than what it said. It's raining. I don't want it to rain. I love the rain. There's nothing wrong with that. At least you're exercising the power that you have, that you decide what's going on inside of your mind instead of the sum of your learned experiences. And so you start, all I'm begging you to do is start working with this stuff. I hope you see the truth that we talked about. I hope you see you cannot win at that game. You cannot win at the game of getting what you want and avoiding what you don't want. It will never stay, it will never last, it will never happen, and it's not supposed to happen. The universe is created in accordance with the laws that are causing things to be. Start by honoring that. Start by accepting that. Start by realizing I'm in here and I'm honored to experience what took 13.8 billion years to create. That's called respect. That's called appreciating what's unfolding in front of you. Would you rather have nothing? And so you start working with yourself. The highest technique, I can't help myself, I have to teach you. The highest technique is when the mind talks, you don't listen. How do you not listen? Relax. You have to engage in something. You have to literally shift your energy to get engaged in it. If I relax, not the mind won't relax, you relax. You who's watching the mind, relax. What do I do about it? Nothing. Well, what do I do about the fact that a leaf fell in the lake and there's these ripples? Nothing. They will go away by themselves. There is nothing you could ever do. No science can make those ripples go away faster than they will go away by themselves. If you jump in the water to take the leaf out, it's very funny. If you get a fan and blow at it to blow it out, very funny. That's the nature of your mind and your psyche. If you touch it, it makes more. If you go out to try to make something happen that makes it feel better, 60,000 other things get dropped in there. If you will relax inside and realize, I don't have to touch this. If she sits there and says, I'm so scared that he won't like me, I don't even want to go out with him, and just relax. Don't let your mind even make you convince it that it's wrong. I want you to learn to let go. Just relax. And what will happen? Two things will happen. One, you didn't engage in what the mind was saying. Because you didn't engage, it won't be as big. It will be less bad than if you jumped in. Every single time. Well, aren't there times I should jump in? Aren't there times I should jump in and take the leaf out? Not if you want peace. You just relax. You let go. Relax. Just keep leaning away and relaxing. One, you're leaning away from the noise of the mind that doesn't know what it's talking about. Okay, so that makes it easier. Two, you're leaning into the self. You don't realize that now, but you'll realize it at some point. Just relax and lean back, and all of a sudden, at some point, it could take years, I don't care, you will start to feel something back there behind you. Shakti, spirit. You start to feel this flow, this upward flow of joy, of love, of beauty. It pulls you into it. It's the most attractive thing in the universe. It's love itself, not something you love. It's inspiration, ecstasy. And you start leaning back into that, and it starts pulling you back into it. That's the ascent. Notice you didn't get that by asking for it. You didn't get that by wanting it. Let go of yourself, and that is what's left. Christ said that. You must die to be reborn. That is exactly what that means. You must let go of the personal in order to reawaken. I love that he said, in order to be reborn. He didn't say in order to be born. To come back to your natural state. If you will let go of the ego, let go of your personal self, you will find yourself in spirit on the Lord's day, right? And then it will pull you further and pull you further and pull you further until you never leave there. Ever. Again, for the rest of your life. There's nothing that can unfold in front of you, in your heart, in your mind, or from the world, that will pull you, even tempting to pull you, out of the seat of your being, because it's so beautiful. Doesn't mean you don't experience. Okay, I walked into Bill Gates' house and there was a TV. I kept walking. I saw the TV. I did not see the TV, but it didn't catch my consciousness enough to make me sit down. That is what it means to be in the world but not of it. It's not that you renounced it and left everything, but it has nothing to do with you. It's just something that's passing before your consciousness. And then what you will find is from deep inside of you, you will know what to do. You will always know what to do. Always. There will be no indecision. There will be no unclarity. There's just your being is there. The world is unfolding in front of you. You're not reacting to it, or if it is, you're not paying attention to the reaction. There can always be some garbage in there, but it doesn't distract you enough. And all of a sudden, you in there, the consciousness, are paying attention to what's actually happening. And it will talk to you. You will know what to do. You will know what to say. You will know what to do. You will know what direction to go in. You won't even know. It'll guide you. There'll be this unity. It's called the Tao. There'll be this unity between your consciousness of being and the unfolding of the universe before you. You are now in harmony with reality. Not my will, but thy will. There's not even a my will anymore. There's just that. And all of life becomes unbelievable. And you create a wake that everything comes with you. You don't have to do a single thing. It just, people get raised because of your presence. And that's spirituality. There are no spiritual teachers. A great being is not a spiritual teacher. They have given themselves to the divine, and teaching takes place. People are pulled up naturally. If you want to know truth, that's the truth, isn't it? That's the truth. What we talked about, that's the truth. Now do the work. Because you say, but I don't know how to let go. Hey, my mind is so powerful. Yep, I know all about it, believe me. Okay? You can learn. Doesn't matter what you know now. When you first went to calculus class, you didn't know calculus. First played tennis, you didn't know how to play tennis. When you first started on piano, you didn't even know how to play the scales, did you? You learned. That's spiritual practice. Learn how to let go of the lower self. Just let it go. The rest totally will happen naturally by itself. All right. Work on these things. Jagrita.